Hello out there, YouTube land. Welcome to the OKGoodReview channel. Now today, guys, we've got a car that is, if there's a spirit, I think, for a lot of gearheads, guys, back in the 80s, it was this. So this, guys, was the ultimate sleeper car. This thing was from a family sedan line, which was Buick, and this car would regularly eat the Corvette's lunches like on the regular. So what we would have, right, is Corvette from Chevy being the big flagship, right? That's the big performance. And it would be getting outperformed, particularly, guys, in speed by one of these. Not only then was the family sedan, very sedate, slow family sedan line, not only was that beating up on your sort of everyman sports cars, the entry-level Camaros, but it was also chewing through the really, really expensive Corvettes, guys. And so the bottom line here is that Chevy, I think, basically at some point got involved there and said, hey, this is a pretty black eye, because we don't want it to beat the car flat out either. And so you started to get a fuel kill at 122. Now Buick's rationale for this, guys, was that the tires wouldn't hold up and so on and so forth, but there were definitely plenty of tires you could put on this thing, take that part of it out. So I don't know what the actual top flight of this actually was. I haven't looked that much into it, guys, but I can tell you this: back in the 80s, everybody who drove wanted one of these. These guys were the Corvette eaters. So when I saw this kit, I got pretty excited because I was like, here we go. Now you can see this body type is one that has been used in a lot of cars, from the Oldsmobile Cutlass, mainly the Cutlass Supreme, to the Chevrolet Monte Carlos, even to the Regal's baby brother, the entry-level LeSabre, by also Buick, guys. So this was a design that got used for a ton of different things. There is some slight modifications to this, as you can see. There's little subtle differences that Buick put on here to differentiate it from the Monte Carlos and so on and so forth. But for the most part, guys, this is just sort of a ultimate sleeper car. It doesn't look like anything fast, guys. And if you don't know what this is, and you pull up to it at the red light, maybe with your modified El Camino or something, guys, all you're going to see is a good look at the back end of this thing. These things were rockets. And so in keeping with the ultimate sleeper motif, guys, I think I'm probably not going to have any badging on this at all. I think I'm just going to go straight for a black. Just a blacked out car, guys. And you can see it's pretty close in this picture, so this one I think will be relatively easy to do. The other dream rides I did, guys, was a Dodge Ram VTS, which is basically a Viper truck. That one was a fail, guys. This one I'm obviously hoping for a lot better, and you could see kind of, here's a look at some of the different angles here with the boxes and stuff. So they're saying that this was a rare car, and it was, guys. This was a very rare car, because 87 was the year that the GNX came out, guys, and this actually, I think, was the car that wound up killing the whole Grand National Regal line from Buick, because this thing was, if the T-types and the Grand Nationals before were Corvette eaters, this thing was an everything eater, and it was just a lot of performance coming out of the Buick division. And I think it was embarrassing in a lot of ways, guys, for GM. So that had to get kiboshed, of course, because their performance line, of course, is supposed to be Chevy. So we're going with gloss black here, guys. I elected not to go with metallic this time around. And we have you can see a lot of space in here, so they put a brace in there. And so we have the shell, we have the tires, guys. Get to those later. We've got some instructions here. I don't know if there's decals on this. I'm assuming there probably are. Let's take a look at those. So the decals here are just stripes. Interior stripes, it looks like, from the look of this. None of this, I'm not going to use any of this badging at all, guys. It's there's the turbo sign, and of course the 3.8 fuel injected turbo. That defeats the whole purpose of a sleeper car, guys, so we're probably not going to use those at all. And of course, here's the different instructions. So this only has, guys, you can see this only has 10 colors of paint. And so we have aluminum, we have black, 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 3 types of black. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to use whatever black I have. We have dark gray, light gray, we have silver, steel. So aluminum, silver, and steel, guys, are all probably going to be the same color. Transparent red, turn signal amber, guys. So honestly, there's only probably 5 actual colors for this. Just because, guys, I'm leaving so much of the stuff off. And of course, here's the glass, windshield back glass. And here we have the hubcaps and different engine components. Okay, let's open this baby up. Okay, we have this, which is, looks like taillight lenses. I'm not sure why those were not part of the glass kit. So we have a hood, guys. So we'll need to paint the hood. So I'll need to cut that off the tree, guys, before we get out there. We have this undercarriage, guys. And need to cut that off as well so I can hang it and shoot it. We have, looks like wheels, bumper. Bumper also needs to be painted, guys, so I'm going to spray that too. And what else we got? We got the front. So these I believe I'm going to hand paint, actually. So that one we're going to put off to the side. Let me see how big of a, I'm going to hand paint that bumper also, I think. So the hood, guys, and trunk lid's molded in, guys. This is good. This one we'll be painting the whole thing. There's a lot of stuff, guys. I don't know how much detail I'm going to get onto these, but there's a lot of different things there. So obviously the shell will be painting, and so the back glass, guys. So this is a car, guys. This is the first model build I've shot with the Canon R800, guys. And if you want to look at a comparison video of the R800 versus the ZX900, guys, take a look for that video. It should be posted by the time you see this. The ZX900 is what I normally used. It was a tape machine. And the reason I was using that is because I could pick up the project and just kind of go through it. What I've decided for this video, guys, I've been wanting to do this for a while, is I think I'm going to make this the time-lapse video, guys. So this one, you won't see any neat camera tricks, changing it into black or anything like that, guys. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this and I'm going to go hang these things in the garage, guys. And I'm not going to bring the camera out there to show you. I'll show you my setup. I'm not going to show you the actual spray painting because I don't want overspray on the camera, obviously. But I will show you generally kind of what my setup is, and it's nothing fancy, guys. So you can get kind of a feel for, guys, for something you yourselves might want to use at some point down the line, guys. But I'm going to try to do this in a time-lapse video, guys, so you can see sort of everything, guys. I don't know how much narration I'm going to actually be doing. I probably will do it at the beginning or ending of one of those phases, guys. But I've been wanting to try to do that, so go a little experimental on here. Being that there's not a lot of colors on this car, guys, I feel like this is a pretty good candidate for that. So anyway, I'm going to get set up in the garage, guys, and I will meet you guys out there, and we'll take a look at how the setup is and what it looks like after we get a couple coats of paint on it. Okay, guys, so here we are in the garage, and this is my setup. All I'm using is a coat hanger and a ladder. guys. So occasionally I'll take down that plywood sheet. In this case, because I have such a small amount, I'm just gonna use a cardboard. And this is basically it, guys. So the idea with the first coat is the inside of this, just to make sure, guys, I'm getting the white out of it. And if you don't do that, it'll show up somewhere, guaranteed. Same thing with this. This is the actual underside of the car that faces down, so I'll be spending more time on that and more time on this one. And, oh, sorry guys, actually, sorry, this is the underside. So this is the one that we'll be spending more time on, guys. Make sure we get it black. This one, I just want to get the white off of it, so not a huge deal there, guys. Unlike some of the other cars, this one I'm not super concerned, guys, about whether or not there's white in it, because parts I am actually going to leave white on this. Not a lot of them, but some of them. So anyway, guys, this is where this is hanging right now. So I'm going to grab the old spray can, guys, and get to work, and we'll come back after a couple coats. Okay, guys, so we are down here in Spider Central, guys, and we're waiting for the paint to dry on the hood and the body. And so paint is done right now for the undercarriage, and honestly, guys, we'll talk more a little bit about up there, but it went really smoothly, guys, so I was very pleased to see that. So right now I've got the paints out, and before we get to that, guys, let's take a little look at the text here, if we can pull it in. So, and there you can read that part. And if you want to pause it and read the rest, there you go. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys how I do my setup. So in this case, guys, I've got 3 brushes. I've got this one, which is a very nice sort of broad scale brush, guys. So that will be used while I'll do high areas of black. And the bumper and so on, I'll be doing in those. And then I've got 2 finer detail brushes, guys. There's not a lot of super fine detail on this, guys, so I'm not super concerned with some of the other stuff. I may bring in other colors, but for right now, I've got 2 washout right there, guys. So this is the washout thinners that I have. One's the first step, one's the second step. We got the amber transparent, red transparent, light gray. We've got the chrome silver you're looking at next to the tester silver. Right behind that, guys, is the semi-gloss black, and I also have a red out. I'm not sure why, actually, guys. I usually use that on engines. We're not using it at all this time. And I don't have a dark gray, guys, so we're using the gunmetal in place of that, guys. So usually I'll do the engine in red, guys, as you've seen numerous times. This time I won't. This is for my high detail work, guys. And of course we have glue with the tips and a complement of tools. So we have this, which is a sort of an emery board, the X-Acto knife, the cutter tool, the needle, well, it's basically the tweezers, and this is the one I use a little bit more often, the file. So guys, basically what we'll be doing here is, while I'm doing some of this, I'm going to take a look at this, and basically I'm just going to start prepping parts, guys, in anticipation of putting this together. You'll see, of course, when I do it, when I start gluing everything together, of course, guys, you'll see that. So I'm going to try it this way, guys. Usually what I do is I do the paint initially, guys, first. So this is just a little bit of the planning stage, I guess, right now until I get the other parts dry. Okay, guys, so here we are. As you can see, this black is done. Guys, this black is almost exactly 1 coat. Guys, there's 1 coat wonder stuff. for sure, guys. That I'm very, very pleased with that paint. The testers spray enamel, guys. It's quite awesome, surprisingly, guys. Usually one coat means I have to do it again. Like, for instance, these grays, guys. You see all these grays on the seats, that interior there. All the gray, guys, is a single coat. But it's a 2-coat paint. So, what does that mean? That means that this is just a prelim stage. So we got fender flares painted. We got some of the bumper stuff painted here, guys. We don't have a lot of the chrome and silver and stuff like that. I'm going to try to get to that tonight, guys. Now, here's kind of the question I have is, I'm not finding a convenient way of filming the painting, guys. So I'm going to take a look at the footage. And it's kind of fun to watch painting, I think, guys, when I see other people doing it. And I'd like to have it, but I'm not finding a good way of being able to set up the tripod, guys. So what I'm having is, it's either in the way when I try to shoot from this side, or over here, I don't know what the footage looks like, guys. So this might not be a speed build. What it's looking like right now, guys, to be honest with you, is a ton of footage, guys. And I don't know how much of that I'm going to be able to use. So the black looks really good on the car right now. I'm going to add very, 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 very little in the way of detail as far as painting. So I'm not going to add even door handles, guys. Those are staying black. The inside, I might paint like if there's a reservoir in there for windshield stuff, for windshield washer fluid, guys, I might paint that white or something. I don't know. I'm not super worried about it. The wheels are staying white. The fender flares have already gone black, and we've got some bumper stuff here, guys. I may need to go over this again, depending on, see, there's some little touches I need to do on this. So I might try to shoot it, guys, through this. And let's take a look and see just what this looks like. So, guys, this might be a way to do this, guys. I might do it underneath the magnifying glass here, guys, and maybe I'll just set up the camera so I can shoot through this, guys, so you can see the painting. I don't know how interesting that shot would be. It might be okay for the higher detail work. I'm still kind of kicking around what I'm going to do there, but so if we don't wind up with a whole bunch of paint, I'm going to try to keep all of this intact for when we get to the gluing, though, guys. I'll try to do that. So I'm still kicking this around a little bit, guys. What's going to make the most sense? I will be having two-tone on the seats. The interior, as you can see, is primarily light gray. That needs another coat. And I am going to, we got a little bit of dust in the hood, which is unfortunate, but paint in the garage, that's what you get. So at this point, I might do chrome, maybe, for the lock in the back for the trunk lid, guys. That I actually probably will. I'll probably chrome that out. Door handles, I'm going to leave black, though, because I think that looks cool. And primarily, guys, I gotta do the silver still. There's still a lot more black I need to do. The engine is kind of, I'm struggling with right now because they want it black in the instructions. I don't know about a black block. I think black is going to eliminate, there's a lot of cool details on there, guys. Normally I would go red. In this case, I'm really leaning towards silver. So we'll see when I get to that. But right now, you can see we're very preliminary on this. I figure another hour or two of painting at least, guys, to get to where I start to close in on stuff before I need to glue it. I've left these panels out because I want to actually use the silver. So the silver, I think, is going to be cool. So I'm going to use that. I think that's the only stickers I'm actually using, though, is just going to be silver on the doors. I think that'll look good. This is shaping up, I think, to be a pretty fun build here, guys. I've got to make a couple decisions here. I've still got to paint all the gunmetal and all the silver Chrome I don't think I'll be using until the very end. So we got stir sticks out, guys. I've got the transparent glue out. And guys, so if you see a lot of changes in this kind of midstream, it'll be because I'm looking at the footage, guys. So this is the first video, guys, I'm planning on editing on the fly. Anyway, guys, we'll be back to do some more painting, probably through that thing, guys, just to see how it looks. Okay, guys, so here again, let's take a look at, yeah, it's looking good. Yep. A little bit of grit in the hood, but not too bad, guys. You can't pick it up from here. You have to like be close by to see it. So we got exhaust, we've got the drive shaft and the rear end done, and some of the components. So, guys, this is set up to film through that magnifying glass, guys, which is a cool idea. Not practical, however. So half of the footage I shot previously, guys, I had to trash. So when you're seeing this at this point, guys, in the video, if you look at the time, it's probably, I would guess, approaching 24 minutes-ish or so. So, guys, I shot probably 2 to 3 hours yesterday. And that's what's left is that time that you see there, guys, because a lot of it was, we got some out of focus stuff. I'm still struggling with where to put the camera, guys, because this tripod, guys, you can see this is bulky. I mean, you're adding not quite 18 inches in the way that you have to work around. And so what happens is when you try to get to detail work, you can't, because you've got this gigantic thing in the way. So I do have a different tripod, guys. I'm going to try that out later. But for today, guys, I'm going to try to get the rest of the paint done and then hopefully move to gluing on the same day as well, guys. I'm really trying to wrap this up. 3 days is very fast for me, guys, but that's what I'm trying to do just for this level of work, and especially editing everything too, guys. Time management becomes a pretty big deal here, guys, but productivity flow so far is pretty good. I'm going to cut these parts out, guys, of the trees. That's one way, guys, by the way, you can do this. Once you have something painted, pull it from the tree, guys. That really, really, really helps being able to get to the other stuff that you also need to paint without having things in the way, guys. But I've got it's a little tip there, guys. A little trick. Some of these parts I still don't recognize, so I need to go through the book and determine what those are once I can paint everything I've already identified. Most of this I know what it is. I've got to chrome out the fan blades. I've still got to add black to a lot of stuff. I'm trying to figure out what color steering wheel I want. I was thinking of going a two-tone. I still might. I'm working that out kind of in my head, guys. And there's a few just different parts here that I've got to put together. Probably not gonna paint the glass until I get more stuff actually glued up, guys. And the glass is just front back. You know, front back, guys, for the front turn signal lenses. If you only paint it on one side, it tends to be really washed out with transparent paints. So front back, guys, on everything. You can see there I use these little plastic fork things for my stir sticks, guys. Definitely recommend those. They're a little expensive, however, this is the 6th or 7th model, I forget which, I've done with just that, guys. So definitely some strong potential there. I've got to brush up a little bit of touch-ups here on the light gray as well, guys. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to try yet another experimental filming mode today, guys, and hopefully that one will be more successful than the 3 predecessors I tried previously, guys. So anyway, look forward to that and stay tuned. Hey guys, so I really busted out all the stops on the painting, including pulling out the worst tripod I have just so I could suspend things in the air to shoot through this. Hopefully you guys have seen that footage. I don't know. I have not reviewed it as I'm recording this. So if you happen to see footage and you don't see these things being painted, guys, that will be why. Because I was not able to get something to work through this. Having the camera on the table at the same time was something I had not tried. Mainly because the smaller pieces, it's a lot easier to use this, so I was going to use it anyway. I have yet to identify some of these pieces. You can see those. And some of these. This one needs to be a two-tone. I need to do the chrome pieces as well, including in the steering wheel. And there's a few other parts, but the majority of this, guys, now has paint. You can see I've started collecting parts for the engine, guys. I'm not going to do any more painting, including the detail work, guys, simply because I lost so much footage yesterday. I don't know if this is coming out, but the majority of painting is really done. We kind of need to move on to construction and some of the other stuff, guys, because I really don't want this to be a crazy, crazy long video, guys. It's hard to do models blow by blow because a lot of it is do something, wait, do something, wait, do something, wait, and so on. So I might need to touch up this interior a little bit more, guys. Not 100% on that yet, but the black finally ate my chisel brush, guys. That thing's gone. So if you saw the footage, you saw me switch brushes. If the footage didn't come through, guys, then I switched brushes in the middle of doing this. So looking at the fender flares, guys, I set those off to the side. I'm not sure I'm going to use them. There is a little bit of a fender flare to this already, guys. I don't know if you can see it there. And I think these look stupid, guys. So I'm not putting those on. Most of this is done. So the next part from this point on will be, guys, assembly, gluing it together, and so on and so forth, guys. So look forward for that, guys. That will be the next part coming right up. Okay guys, we're going to take a break from the assembly here for a minute. So I think I have deleted more parts, guys. The flares are gone, louvers are gone. I don't know what that thing is, and I don't understand the instructions with what to do with it. But the underside of the car is not particularly critical, I don't think, here, guys. So we're going to delete that also. And from here, we can see most of the parts are off the trees. Got a couple of chromes. Got a couple of these. Some of these are final assembly, like the mirrors, and you guys probably saw when we added the chrome parts to the mirrors there. Mirrors are done, and this is done. So guys, we got to finish the engine. So we need to put that, the oil filter on, and then some of the fan belts and whatnot, guys. So you can see I'm doing a lot of different things at once, guys. I'm trying to combine a lot of parts here together so we can zip through to final assembly. These instructions are really weird. This is very atypical of a lot of the builds I've done. So it's really strange, guys, how they've elected to do this. I dropped a drop. Guys, I dropped a drop of paint on the hood, guys, so I had to reshoot the hood. That's why you don't see that right now. Outside of that, most of the paint is done. There's some very minor touch-up stuff I need to do on the doors and the interior. But you can see my paint collection has dwindled quite a bit here. All of the amber you can see is already done. All the red is done. Those I won't need to repeat, but you can see there's just little bits and pieces here of some minor touch-up stuff to do, guys. I got to put the taillight assemblies together still. So just a lot of that stuff, guys. So we're just gonna I'm kind of combining things. This is usually what I do, guys. I don't do it in order with this. I usually will just combine a whole bunch of stuff all at once unless I'm trying to do stuff specific. So in previous videos, guys, I've restricted myself to the actual chassis work, which works better with the other camera. This camera, there's no point in doing that, guys. It's too hard to try to do with this one. So yesterday, there's not a lot of paint footage, guys. Yesterday, everything I filmed gave you a really good view of the back of my head, and as attractive as that may be, guys, it doesn't really help to show you painting. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna do the painting, guys. It's easier on bigger stuff. On these really small parts, guys, it's just a little difficult to figure out what the best way to do that is, because I need to see through the magnifying glass more than you do out there in YouTube land, bottom line. So I'm still trying to sort that out, guys. I might shoot it from the side. I hadn't actually thought of that until earlier today, and I could actually possibly even shoot it from over this way if I can bring it in close enough for that to make sense, guys. So maybe next one, I'm gonna kind of leave it up to you guys, I think, to how you guys want to see it done. Do you guys like it the other way, wherein you can see the entire engine being put together, sort of a modified time-lapse, guys, or do you like this one where it's a speed build sort of a thing, guys? I don't know. I don't know what makes the most sense here, guys. This one's going to be kind of a modified video where it's a lot of narration as well as some of the speed stuff I get when it comes out. I think so far the actual speed build part of this, I think, is probably okay, guys. I think this is working out okay as far as the assembly part. So guys, this part I'm not super worried about. And I don't actually need, so that magnifier I only need for paint. I don't need it for this, guys. So I'm pretty much done with that. Most of these touch-ups I can do just with my eye. But you can see, I mean, look, we're dealing with, look at that, there's a shifter. Look at how tiny that is. Guys, we're dealing with very small parts. And here's the bottom line, right? You look at a model, you set up the model, you're displaying the model, and most of this stuff will never be seen. You know, like, that's why the decals are done. This is it. Just door panels. And with a black car, guys, it's going to be really hard to see into the interior to see either an awesome paint job or paint errors. It's going to be, you literally would have to disassemble a car to do that, guys. And usually I glue the chassis to the body, guys, so that you'd have to actually destroy the car to see the paint job. So a lot of this is just fun. I both love and loathe the painting part of this, guys. It gets to be very tedious. It's a lot of fun to do, but it's also can get very, very wearing and tedious, guys, over time. What happens is I start rushing, I start making errors. Because I'm not patient enough to take, like, an entire month to do a car like this. So anyway, guys, we're waiting for the hood to dry. So from here, right now, we're just waiting for glue to dry, basically. And after this, we'll start combining some more stuff. And we're going to finish the engine. And then we'll just kind of just start putting stuff together after this. Guys, I don't believe, however, that I'm going to make the 3 days. I'm in day 3, basically, right now. And you can see there's still a lot of work to do. One of the challenges right now is it is super hot. I'm filming this in late July, early August. And it is super hot, so paint is drying in brushes really quickly. The glue is curing super, super fast, guys. So I'm trying to get my stack of models as close to done as I can before it gets cold. I'm a little ahead of the game. I don't know how many of these I'm going to actually do this year, but I've got 4 cars after this, guys. I may be adding a 5th, possibly, or 6th, if I see something really cool. So when we come back, we're going to see more assembly. I just wanted to give you guys a little rundown, why we're not seeing paint, and just kind of the lowdown as to where this is in filming. And from here, more assembly. Okay, here we are, guys, the finished product. And you can see there's a little bit of adhesive tape gunk here from when I had to re-glue, guys, the body to the chassis a few times. And there are some mold issues with this, guys. Every Monogram I've had, guys, so far has had a mold issue. I just lost the mirror. I'll have to put that back on. But outside of that, you can see the hood isn't fitting quite correctly. It all my parts are coming off. So the tires are not wanting to stay. This one I might need to just glue, possibly. I'm not sure why that one is not wanting to stay on there, but anyway, guys, here's a look. I'm happy with this came out. Ultimately, I should have shaved that turn signal, actually both turn signals, a little bit, guys. But I wanted to go for a blacked out sleeper car, and you can see I added a black little element to there. I'll clean off this adhesive a little bit later, guys. The interior looks really good, guys, from what you can see of it. Like I was saying in the video, a lot of this can't really be easily seen. I went with a white instrument cluster, which didn't exist. I did not bother to paint the gas tank or anything, guys. So we just went straight with a fully blacked out car. But I did add just the silver for the trunk latch. And you can see there's lines in here, grid lines. I could have painted those, I guess, for the rear window heater. And you can see it doesn't fit exactly right on this body. So guys, again, more mold issues. But I have no problem displaying this, guys. I'm going to be displaying it, I believe, either this way, or I'll be displaying it this way, guys. I'm not sure which yet, but this took a full extra day, guys, because I had to glue this section here 3 separate times because the parts were not lining up, guys. The body mold was just a little too flimsy. I'll tell you, I mean, put this tire on 50 million times, that might get glued, guys, because I find that to be a nuisance. But you can see there, guys, you get a little bit of a look at the door panels. Most of the door panels are obscured, though, guys, so that's what I mean when I was saying, just depending on how much detail you want to really stick into these things. This looks like the steering wheel fell down a little bit. There we go. We'll tilt it steering wheel. Just depending on what level of detail you want to put into these, guys, a lot of this doesn't even get seen. I can see one paint error there, guys, where either I lost the paint or I didn't cover that completely on the instrument cluster. Outside of that, though, you can see we did pretty well here, guys, going with the black and silver motif. Light gray two-tone on the headrests and the seats there. So, guys, overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. I think this definitely has got the blacked out sleeper car look I wanted. Looks really good, guys. I could display this literally from any side, guys, without a problem. So, and like I said, most likely it will be this side. So there it is, guys. Wrapping it up, the final version, guys, of our 87 Buick GNX that I now have to put the mirror back on, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, guys. Now, so leave me a comment, though. Let me know which of the model build styles that you guys have seen so far you prefer. Either the sort of a time-lapse thing, or do you prefer this one, which gets into more of a speed build? And not enough of the speed paint, guys. I still got to figure that out. I will be doing that at some point in a future video. I don't know which video that will be as of yet, guys, but I will be trying to figure out the paint because I think speed painting and I think the speed stuff looks really cool. However, guys, it is an unholy amount of work comparatively to the other style. The other style, guys, is way easier. Plus, I'm also capped by the fact that the tapes themselves have 1 hour running time. With this, the R800 here, guys, I can put hours and hours and hours, which is, I filmed hours and hours and hours, guys. This video is probably going to be slightly over 50 minutes or so by the time you see it, but that doesn't count all the editing time and all of the review time and all the filming itself, guys. So the build itself was somewhat faster than normal. This was a 5-day build, only because I got into the weekend. Otherwise, it would have been probably more like a 4, but it ran into the weekend, so it took a little bit longer. But guys, let me know. Let me know if you prefer the time-lapse thing, where I do things in sections, as in some of the previous videos, or let me know if you like to see the speed build and speed paint type stuff, guys. I would be very curious to know that. Anyway, though, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us this time. Hopefully you enjoyed our look at the 87 Buick GNX from Monogram, guys. If you did, guys, please give us the old thumbs up, guys. Hit the red subscribe button if you've not done so already, guys. Hit the blue bell next to the red subscribe button if you'd like to be notified of the latest greatest content as it becomes available, such as more model builds. And guys, there are definitely more than coming after this. So, or you could simply follow us on our Twitter feed, which is at the moment probably the best way, guys, to be notified of the latest greatest updates to the channel as they become available. Guys, leave us a comment. Like I was saying before, if there's any cars you'd like to see me build and modify and all that kind of stuff, guys, let me know. Like I said, I've got about 4 in the queue. I'm probably going to be doing another 2 on top of that, guys. So I haven't quite decided on what the other 2 models are going to be, guys, but I probably will be doing a couple more of those. At some point here, though, I'm going to cut it off for this year because it's going to be too cold for the paint to easily dry, so I'll have to do either colored kits or, just depending on what my space looks like, guys, I might be done until next year possibly once I figure out some room. So anyway, guys, but leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you on that, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.